Welcome, everyone, to this Deep Dive. Our title today is The Unlikely Symphony of Bongo Cat. From viral meme to gaming sensation.
Quite a journey for a little cat blob.
It really is. And this one was requested by Mia from Boston. Mia, we hear you're a big fan of the big pumpkin hat. Maybe Bongo Cat needs one.
Huh? That'd be a good look.
Definitely. Just a quick note before we dive in. This deep dive is produced by Misha St. Ors, who's an Adobe creator.
Right.
And this is Season 3, Episode 34.
Okay.
So today we're unpacking the whole Bongo Cat story.
Yeah.
You know, from that simple GIF to this surprising second life as a huge Steam game and, well, all its other appearances too.
Yeah, it's had quite a few lives.
You shared that text outlining the phenomenon, and our mission really is to figure out why. Why this cat? Why did it resonate so much and prove so adaptable?
It's a great question. Where do you want to start? The origin, I guess.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning. Where did this little musical cat actually come from?
Okay, so it's kind of funny how simple the start was.
Yeah.
May 7th, 2018, Twitter user @StrayRogue posts this GIF, and they called it a cat-like blob, just smacking his little paws on a table. That's it, just a basic loop.
Just paws on a table. No bongos yet.
No bongos yet. That was the crucial next step. Another user, @DitsyFlama, took that GIF, added the bongos.
Oh, the magic ingredient.
Exactly. And synced it up perfectly with the athletic theme from Super Mario World.
Oh, wow. Okay, that specific track.
That specific track.
Yeah.
And that version, you know, the one with the bongos and the music, that's what just exploded.
So the music was absolutely key. It wasn't just the image.
Totally. It gave it rhythm, personality.
Yeah.
It just clicked. And what happened next was classic internet collaboration.
People just ran with it.
Completely.
Yeah.
Started making their own versions immediately. Bongo Cat playing piano, trumpet, keyboards, you name it.
The text you shared mentioned some wild examples, like Persona 5 soundtracks.
Yeah. And Toto's Africa, Darude's Sandstorm.
Sandstorm, of course.
It became this like universal musician. The meme was just so adaptable. That was its strength.
You could just swap out the instrument, swap out the song.
Precisely. The template was simple. Cat, paws, instrument, music. And the community just took that template and went wild. It kept evolving because people kept adding to it.
So it wasn't just one viral hit. It was this ongoing creative thing.
Exactly. A shared canvas, kind of. The initial GIF was the spark, but the variations kept the fire going.
And how did people react initially? Was it controversial? Or?
Not at all. That's the thing. It was like universally loved, Polygon, Uproxx. They were calling it the best meme of 2018.
That's high praise for a meme.
It really is.
Yeah.
The quotes you sent over were pretty telling. Ellen Scott at Metro saying it brought happiness.
Yeah, the Daily Dot called it wholesome.
Right. And Nicole Clark at Vice, she called it the only good thing on the internet.
Wow. And digital comfort food.
Digital comfort food, I love that. It really captures something.
Why do you think it hit that wholesome note so well?
Well, a couple of things. One, obviously the internet loves cats. That's
Yeah.
practically rule number one.
Cat videos are basically a cornerstone of the web.
And there's actual research suggesting cat content can boost mood, reduce stress.
Okay.
So Bongo Cat tapped right into that.
Okay, that makes sense.
And also, it was just simple, joyful, uncomplicated. And, you know, what often feels like a pretty complicated online world, it was just this little bit of lighthearted fun.
Little ray of bongo sunshine.
Exactly. But then it kind of faded, right? Like memes do.
Yeah, you'd think that was the end of the story. But then boom, Steam, years later.
Right. March 5th, 2025. This free-to-play desktop app pops up.
Yeah.
Developed by Marcel Zaraca, published by Irox Games.
And people just went nuts for it.
Totally unexpected resurgence. It was huge. A massive second act.
And the app itself is super simple, right? What does it actually do?
Basically, yeah, it's simple. The little Bongo Cat sits on your desktop, and whenever you press a key or click your mouse,
It baps the bongos.
the baps, or whatever instrument it has. And there's a counter that just goes up, pap, 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 click, click.
Okay, so just reacting to your input. But
Yeah.
there has to be more to it, right? Why did that blow up?
Well, yes, there's the collection aspect. The hats.
Ah, the hats. Mia will be pleased. Tell me about the hat.
So as you're bapping, or through timed loot drops like every 30 minutes or so of activity,
Okay.
you get these little digital treasure chests. And mostly they contain cosmetic items. Hats are the main thing.
So you customize your Bongo Cat.
Exactly. And there was a special event, too, April 2025, with over 20 exclusive items you could get.
And getting the good stuff was hard, I bet.
Oh, yeah. The odds were stacked. Like 90% chance for a common item.
Standard loot box up.
Pretty much. Uncommon was 9.5%. Rare, 0.49%. Epic was 0.01%.
Tiny.
And legendary, 1 in 500,000.
Wow. Okay, so that classic gambling light mechanic, the thrill of the rare drop.
Absolutely.
Trade in your boring job for a brilliant career using Adobe Creative Cloud. Start learning now with the free trial link in the description.
But here's the real kicker. The Scheme Community Market Integration.
Ah, so you could trade these hats.
Trade them, sell them, for real money within the Steam system.
Okay, now I see. So these little digital hats suddenly have potential value.
Exactly. Most sold for pennies, a few cents. But the possibility, that rare silly Post-it note apparently had bids up to $46.
$46 for a digital Post-it note on a cat.
Yep. So it added this whole economic layer. People compared it to idle games like Banana or even, some NFT concepts about digital scarcity.
Interact to earn, basically.
That's a good way to put it. Interact to earn.
Yeah.
And the player numbers were just staggering for something like this.
Like how staggering?
Peak concurrent players. Over 101,000 by early April 2025. Then it hit over 134,000.
Get out for a Bongo Cat clicker.
Yep. It broke into the top 15 most played games on all of Steam for a while.
That's incredible.
Over 500,000 unique players by the end of March 2025. And the reviews were overwhelmingly positive.
Okay, so let's break down that Steam success. Was it just the market stuff? Or was it nostalgia, too?
It was a mix, definitely. Nostalgia was huge. People already love Bongo Cat, so there's this built-in audience ready to go.
Familiarity helps.
For sure. Plus, it was free. Zero barrier to entry. Anyone could try it. And the desktop pet aspect. It just sits there, being cute, reacting to what you're already doing. Low effort, passive amusement.
Like a little companion while you work or game.
Yeah. And the collection loop, getting apps, get people engaged. But yeah, the Steam Market integration was probably the masterstroke, turning cosmetics into potential assets. That's powerful.
It taps into that collector mentality, the customization, and maybe the little flutter of free money.
Totally. Collection, customization, the allure of a potential win, plus that variable interval reinforcement schedule.
The unpredictable rewards.
Exactly. You never know when the next drop is coming or if it'll be rare, so you keep clicking, keep bapping. It's psychologically very effective.
It's kind of wild how this wholesome meme evolved into something using those mechanics, but it wasn't just Scheme, right? There were mobile apps, too.
There were, yeah. Though they focus more on the music side. An Android one, Bongo Cat, all instruments.
Let me guess, ads were an issue.
DVD. User reviews mention the ads quite a bit to let you play virtual instruments, piano, marimba, etc.
Okay. And iOS?
Similar thing. Bongo Cat musical instruments actually had a wider instrument range, ukulele, trumpet, even a rubber chicken.
A rubber chicken, nice.
Yeah. And the trumpet made the cat shake, which was apparently quite charming. Again, feedback was pretty positive on the fun, but ads were a drawback.
And you mentioned that iOS app hadn't been updated since 2022.
Right, which is interesting because the Steam thing blew up in 2025. So different paths for the meme on different platforms.
So mobile versions were more about playing music. Steam was more passive clicking and collecting.
Exactly. And it's funny, a review on that iOS app from 2022 called the meme Sadly Dead.
Huh. Shows what they knew. Really highlights how unpredictable meme lifespan is.
Totally. What's dead one year is back with a vengeance the next. Never count a good meme app.
So what about just on the web? Did it have a life there beyond social media?
Yeah, definitely. The original creators at Stray Rogue and at Ditsy Flama, they still maintain the website bongo.cat.
Oh.
You can go there right now and use your keyboard to play bongos, cymbal, cowbell, piano. Even make it meow.
So the pure, simple interaction is still there.
Still there. And you see it pop up in other places too, like creative coding platforms, open processing. People make interactive Bongo Cat sketches.
Like programming projects.
Yeah. There was one on Tinker called Bongo Cat Simulator, specifically designed to teach kids coding.
That's smart, using something fun and familiar to teach a skill.
Very clever.
Trade in your boring job for a brilliant career using Adobe Creative Cloud. Start learning now with the free trial link in the description.
And then there's the whole streamer thing, OBS overlays.
Ah, so streamers use it. How?
Yeah, they can have a little Bongo Cat on their stream overlay that reacts visually when they click the mouse or type on the keyboard.
Oh, I can see that. Adds a bit of visual feedback, a bit of fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's customizable, simple, everyone gets it. It's just this handy visual for rhythm and interaction.
Okay, so pulling all this together, why Bongo Cat? Why did this specific meme have such staying power and appeal across all these different forms?
I think it's a few key things layered together. First, You absolutely cannot discount the internet's love for cats. It plugs right into positive feelings, comfort, maybe even stress relief.
The Cat Foundation.
The Cat Foundation, exactly.
Yep.
Second, it's sheer simplicity and wholesomeness. That ray of goddamn light thing we mentioned, it's just nice, easy to like.
No sharp edges.
Right. Then there's the nostalgia factor, especially for the Steam game, maybe tapping into that retro desktop pet vibe.
Like a Tamagotchi, but a cat with bongos.
Sort of. And crucially, it's interactive. You don't just watch Bongo Cat, you make it play, you customize it, you click along with it. You participate.
That engagement seems key.
Massively. And its adaptability. It could be anything, a musical instrument, a game character, a coding project, a stream overlay. It's a flexible concept.
And for the Steam game, definitely that free-to-play plus interact-to-earn model.
No doubt. That combination tapped into collecting, customizing, and that little hit of potential economic gain,
Yeah.
it just worked.
So it managed to be lots of different things to lots of different people.
I think that's the core of its longevity. It wasn't just one thing. It morphed and adapted.
Yeah.
And maybe it reflects a bit of a trend towards like ambient digital experiences. Things that are just there, offering little rewards.
Background engagement.
Yeah, something like that.
So what's the big takeaway here? What does the saga of Bongo Cat tell us about, internet culture?
Well, I think its journey really highlights just how unpredictable and, frankly, weirdly wonderful internet culture can be. You have this incredibly simple, silly GIF.
A cat blob hitting a table.
Right. And it becomes a global sensation, inspires tons of creativity, fades away, and then comes roaring back years later as a hit game with its own little economy.
It's pretty wild when you lay it out like that.
It shows that these seemingly small, wholesome online moments can have real resonance and find totally unexpected second lives if they tap into the right mix of creativity, nostalgia, and, well, clever game mechanics.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.
And that's a wrap on this deep dive. I'm Misha, and let me send out a huge thank you for listening. If you want more content on gaming, education, or other fun stuff, head over and find me on YouTube. Link is in the show notes. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next deep dive.